And it looks like we are ready to start the St. Louis Gatekeepers versus Texas Men's Roller Derby game.
John, do you know who the scorekeeper's supposed to be? All right.
Itchy.
It's so 126.
It'll be just one more moment, folks. We're waiting for our final referee to join us trackside, so it'll be just a moment. Thanks for your patience.
So she. No, you're not. You're drunk on Derby.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. No, I was supposed to be here. I forgot that I don't get to look over things really closely.
Okay, thank you.
It's cool. It's cool. Alright, cool.
White jammer is 2.8, and white pivot is 26.
So off with a quickness, we already have a lead jammer established, and that is Magnum PIMP for the St. Louis Gatekeepers in black and neon green.
And playing in the delightful white jerseys, we have a Texas Men's Roller Derby. And I was about to say jamming for Texas was Dr. Feelgood, but there was a little star pass there.
A sneaky little star pass there. Do you want to do some of that? Yeah, go for it. Do you want to do whichever one you do? I'll do the other one.
We have a number 32 up for the Gatekeepers. That is Shane Bauer. And number 7 for Texas Men's Roller Derby. That is Tally.
We're going to give you the rundown on the rosters in just a moment, folks. In the meanwhile, though, we are going to give you that Shane Bauer has obtained the second lead jammer status for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Whistles being blown. Hopefully we can get some penalties for you. And that's going to be a forearm assessed to the white jammer, number 7, Tally.
Shane Bauer is picking up a Rollercon Grand Slam there on this All About Derby Power Jam.
Yeah, unfortunately for Tally, he was so focused on trying to get through the pack, he didn't realize that he was being called for a forearm, so he's also going to be assessed the additional penalty for insubordination. That's still called an insub, right? Okay.
And a Texas 3-wall at the front, trying to stop Shane Bauer from getting through. And a very spread out pack there, with Bauer deciding to call that jam.
So I'm going to give you the lowdown on the Texas Men's Roller Derby, the Outlaws, the Texas Outlaws. That's 126, Lambo Arfides. 151, The Enabler. Number 20, Jones. 28, Dr. Feelgood. 448, Pound Town. Number 50, Mr. Taco. Number 505, Side of Sausage. Number 56, Danger Zone. Number 6, G.I. Joel. 619, Aquadan. 68, Diamond. Number 70, Tally. 808 is Steve Sweat. Number 9 is Rhino. And they're joined by Hope, Molly, Hannah, and Just a Tip on the bench. But we do have a lead jammer. That is Screech Around for the St. Louis Gatekeepers.
And this is an All About Derby Power Jam right now for Screech Around.
Again, Tally was serving a full minute in the penalty box.
Screech coming back around to the back of that pack.
Screech fighting his way through that wall of white up the inside. That is a RollerCon Grand Slam right there. 0 on the board for the Outlaws, 26 for the Gatekeepers.
And talking of Gatekeepers, we'll have a quick run through of those rosters. We have 0260 Spin Diesel, 1 The Saint, 22 Nate Bauer, 32 Shane Bauer, 37 is Michael D'Amaro. We have number 5 Bruno Scars, 506 is Michael Urtendorf, 5150 is Hulk, 6 is Sir Nix-a-Lot, 618 is Blood Zeppelin, 66 Screech Around, 7 Magnum, 73 Carl Stark, 82 Percy Control, 99 is Last Rights, and on the bench we have Mr. Pink, Downtown Dallas, and High Definition.
All right, well, we do have a lead jammer for the 4th jam in a row. It's going to go in the favor of the St. Louis Gatekeepers and Bruno Scars. Bruno Scars gets taken to the inside after picking up 4 points. Calls a jam as the star was passed to number 6, G.I. Joel, from the Enabler, who began jamming for the Outlaws.
And that was a lightning quick jam there. Up to jam, we have Danger Zone for Texas and number 99, Last Rights for the St. Louis Gatekeepers.
First time for both these jammers to don the star for their respective teams. Danger Zone trying to force his way past that final blocker, the legendary Blood Zeppelin at the top of the pack, dancing on his toe stops, keeping Danger Zone in the Danger Zone, and in comes the cavalry right behind him. All of the St. Louis Gatekeepers amassing, and out of the pack, Ford lead jammer, 5th jam in a row, Last Rights.
And some fantastic blocking from Gatekeepers, giving Last Rights that opportunity to get out and pick up lead there. We still have Danger Zone battling off against that 4-wall there.
So that's a RollerCon Grand Slam for Last Rights. It's a mouthful to say. I should be able to say RollerCon by now, you think? Whistles being blown. I see a back block being assessed to Last Rights. That's right. It is going to be a all-about Derby power jam in the favor of the Texas Outlaws.
And it looks like we've had a sneaky little star pass to Lambo Arfitis there.
So there was a bit of confusion in all the chaos and all the beauty of that Derby on the track. The back block was actually assessed to the pivot of the St. Louis Gatekeepers, the Saint, who is in the Rydell Skates penalty box. So as Last Rights returned to the track, there was a star pass, of course. Last Rights called the jam, 0 points. Texas unable to capitalize on that last jam.
We have Magnum P IMP up against number 28. That is Dr. Feelgood. And Dr. Feelgood picking up lead for Texas Men's Roller Derby.
Feelgood calls the jam. We're going to wait and see what is happening here. I believe a low block was assessed to Dr. Feelgood himself, who will be in the Rydell Skates penalty box. That means we're going to be on a all-about Derby power jam starting off this next jam. We're going to have number 32 in black and green. That is Shane Bauer lining up unopposed on the Metro PCS jam line.
And talking about All About Derby, All About Derby is skater owned and operated by Laura Lulu by Baby Sherlock of Bath City Roller Girls. $5 flat rate shipping for most online orders at allaboutderby.com or visit their brick and mortar location at Lapeer, Michigan. Referees always receive a 20% discount. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. And we will be following the action again. I believe we've had a star pass to the Saint. And with everyone back on track now.
So Feel Good is out. He did obtain that lead jammer status. That is the first time, I'm sorry, second jam in a row he's obtained lead jammer.
And Dr. Feelgood sweeping his way through that pack, picking up a lovely 4-point pass, I believe.
Sometimes I just can't handle watching roller derby. That's all I'm going to say about that fantastic pass of Feel Good as he called the jam. Putting 8 points total, cracking that goose egg on the scoreboard for the Outlaws, 40 on the board for the Gatekeepers, 21 minutes and 1 second left to go in the first period.
That is number 7 Tally up against number 66 Screech Around. And both packs very solid.
No, you're fine. I do this because it's how I can focus on the game. If you need extra paper, this is garbage. So.
Screech Around being brought back to the Metro PC Jam line there.
Like just say color number and call, and I know it's hard because of all the chaos. So we do have a lead jammer for the third jam in a row. It's going to go in the favor of the Texas Outlaws. Tally hitting that back wall, spins around on 1 foot on the outside, calls a jam. We're going to see how many points were awarded to each team. 0 points to the Gatekeepers. And 1 point for the Texas Outlaws. All right, correction, folks. That's going to be 2 points.
So that is math I can do. That's 30 points between these two teams. Up next, we have Bruno Scars for the St. Louis Gatekeepers up against 151, the Enabler.
And back in the favor of the Gatekeepers goes lead jammer status, but the Enabler is hungry for points. Bruno Scars with a nice clip around the track. Takes a bit of a tumble on the track, trying to call it from his knees, but the Enabler jumps over a couple of two-tree people. We're going to see how many points went up. 2 for 2 on that last jam. Visit the Rydell booth to try on the game-changing Solaris. Rydell Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. So we're going to take an official timeout, folks. So we're going to remind you, there are so many special offers. All you got to do is flash your badge or your tickets.
These are the magic passes.
Yeah, that's all you need to do, and show them that you appreciate local businesses appreciating what we do. Why don't you go visit Build a Breakfast, also known as Build a Burger. There's something for everyone at Build a Breakfast, Build a Burger. You dream it, they'll build it. Get 10% off your meal all day when you show your Brewhaha badge or ticket stub. Happy hour specials from 3 to 6 p.m. feature buy one, get one free appetizers, rail drinks, and call drinks. Build a Breakfast, Build a Burger is located 2 blocks south of the arena at 633 West Wisconsin Avenue.
We have Last Rights up against Danger Zone. And Last Rights taking a little nudge at the front, but that is a lead for the St. Louis Gatekeepers.
So with the quickness that jam is going to be called, this is all about defending points at this point. Trying to keep the Outlaws from scoring. 3 points on the board for the Gatekeepers. We also want to remind you that Metro PCS has a great price on unlimited data for the whole family. Get 4 lines of unlimited LTE data for just $100, period, when you switch to Metro PCS. That's right, no more data caps. You could be streaming this whole tournament right now. But off that Metro PCS jam line was Magnum PIMP versus Dr. Feelgood. Magnum did obtain lead jammer status And Magnum AMP is dancing at the back of the pack with a couple of gatekeepers, now out and eligible to score, but Magnum calls a jam after picking up a RollerCon Grand Slam boots.
And talking of Rollercon, the wonderful, wonderful Brew City Brewers have a raffle. And if you want to go to Rollercon 2018, you can enter the raffle for a chance to win a Rollercon MVP pass.
I want to go to RollerCon. Do you want to go to RollerCon?
I definitely want to go to Rollercon.
I think everybody should go to RollerCon, but that's just me.
So you need to go to the Brew City Brewers merch table for details on those raffle.
So we have 2 gatekeepers in the Rydell Skates penalty box, 1 in the queue waiting to go in, but with lead jammer is Shane Bauer. Tally jamming for Texas Men's Roller Derby. Bauer takes a leap over a downed skater. 4 points on the board for the gatekeepers. No, but it's... No, I should have had coffee. Because I'm just like...
And talking of our Rydell penalty
No, I
box,
can't. Bubbles give me troubles.
if you visit the Rydell booth, you can also check out their quick bearings. When you need to roll quick, think quick with quick bearings from Rydell Skates, where precision meets performance.
After the game. That's kind of how I worked it. Either I have to do it about an hour before the game, so that way I can get everything out of my system, or I have to do it at the right before this.
And at the moment during this timeout, we also want to give a big amount of love to Upkept Kisses. Visit Upkept Kisses in the vendor village for all of your bout beauty needs. Sweat-proof, jam-proof, long-lasting lipstick, plus eyebrow threading and lash extensions.
Oh, I want to go see them lash extensions, I'm just saying.
I just want to flutter my eyelashes at all of the fabulous reps and NSOs who are doing a fantastic job.
Okay, while you do that, I will run around and give high fives to every volunteer I see in a green t-shirt because they are so phenomenal. Thank you all for all that you're doing to make the Midwest Brewhaha yet again such a smashing success. And of course, thank you to our hostesses with the mostesses, the Brew City Bruisers, one of my favorite leagues of all time in all of Derby Nation. Thank you for all that you do to make roller derby so great for everybody.
And thank you for hosting what is sure to be a full, jam-packed, fantastic weekend.
Correct.
We have Screech Around Up to Jam versus the Enabler for Texas.
And that was a very brief OTO, an official timeout, very brief one, to ensure we had the correct score. So thank you to all the folks ensuring such things are true. We have a lead jammer, the Enabler. Screech Around taken to the outside. Both skaters looking for a call as they take a fall, but Enabler trying to crack through that wall of black and green.
Screech delivering a hit to Lambo Arfites there as he exits the pack.
Yeah, Lambo is a very strong and wily pivot. He likes to skate fast, he likes to hit hard, he loves roller derby.
I was going to say, if he likes to skate fast and hit hard, this is definitely the sport to be playing.
Correct.
So let's take a little look at the score with the first quarter of this game down. We have Texas Men's Roller Derby are on 15 and St. Louis Gatekeepers are on 54.
So we have Bruno Scars taking on Danger Zone, 15 on the board for Texas Men's Roller Derby. 54 for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Both jammers having a hard time cracking the seals of these beautiful tight walls. Excellent blocking by Jones to keep Scars in lane 4, but Scars finds a bit of daylight but gets recycled again.
Like I said earlier on, it's really nice to see how environmentally friendly all of these skaters are and with their recycling.
And what is this? Is this delay of game?
And lead jammer goes to Bruno Scars right now, and we've got a couple of people in the penalty box. Once we have some confirmation of what those penalties are, we will let you know. However, Bruno Scars is on an All About Derby Power Jam.
I don't know what that call is, honestly. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, and I'm honestly not sure. I can go double check.
Or, yeah, if you just want to ask one of them, they might know. We are going to start this next jam on a All About Derby Power Jam. Standing alone on that Metro PCS jam line is Last Rights number 99 in black and green from the St. Louis Gatekeepers.
And Last Rights is out and has picked up lead jammer for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. And making very quick work on that back and picking up a Rollicon Grand Slam.
But why was she doing this?
Things are weird now.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I was so confused.
Yeah, no.
Danger Zone is back on the track and facing up against that 3-wall.
So I know this is still like out of pipe.
Right.
Or an out
But she was doing this.
But when you do this, it's like, wait, what's the out of play? This is failure. This is the non.
And while we have a timeout from this classic derby, we want to tell you about Classic Slice. Head to Classic Slice for the best pizza in Milwaukee.
The best.
It is the best.
The best.
It is announcer tested and approved.
Yes.
Specialities include build your own, gluten-free, vegan pizzas.
Love that
by the
vegan
slice.
pizza.
Means a Classic Slice offers something for everyone. Show your Brewhaha badge or ticket stub and receive $2 off your meal.
And they don't make things easy to find.
What's a bummer?
We also want to tell you that there is a photo booth. Photo booth hours are 12 until 6 on all 3 days. Compliments of Brew City Bruisers. Find them via Facebook or Instagram. Don't forget to use the hashtag BHH2018. Follow I_protection_required on Instagram for highlights.
Also, don't forget, if you are a participant of the Midwest Brewhaha and you are a skater, you should only be on the west side of the building on the ground floor where your locker rooms are. Bathrooms and all the such are on the west side of the building where the pipe and drape is. Please refrain from using the east side, as that is where our officiating crew hangs their hats and helmets. So we want to give them their space. Make sure you only use the west side locker rooms and restrooms. Thank you.
Also on the west side, you will find our vendor village. There is so much good merch up there. I earlier saw some discomfort selling some merch.
Oh.
I think a lot of teams are going to brought merch with them. So you should give them some of your hard-earned dollars and make sure that their suitcases go home empty.
So there was an official review. We're going to have an update for you in just a moment. It was called by the Gatekeepers. Momentarily, our good friend Gorham Reaver is going to give you the lowdown. But in the meanwhile, we're going to let you know that Magnum PIMP and Dr. Feelgood are going to be starting out on the Metro PCS jam line. So Reaver, what's the update on the official review?
Gatekeepers had requested a cutting penalty on White 505. After review, that penalty was assessed. White 505 is currently serving time in the ride-out penalty box as the jammer.
All right, so back to the action on the track. Both jammers trying to fight their way through. Feelgood taken to the out. Mags taken to the in. Up to the top of the pack is Lambo. Lambo trying to slow down with the company of Jones. Mags does get out and is going to be your lead jammer.
Yeah, there was some nice jammer on jammer hitting there. We do like to see the jammers getting in on that hitting action. And we like to see them on that scoring action, and it looks like we have a Rollicon Grand Slam in the air for Magnum PIMP and the St. Louis Gatekeepers. And looks like Dr. Feelgood had the star in hand and was stashing there.
As soon as we go to the half, I have to go run rosters.
And with just over 11 and a half minutes left, we'll take a quick look at the score. Texas men's roller derby are on 15, and the St. Louis Gatekeepers are on 79. And it looks like we have another timeout, so we're going to tell you more about the delicious food that the wonderful city of Milwaukee has to offer.
So much good food. Can we talk about Sobelman's and how insane their menu is and how it's so Milwaukee you won't even understand it until you go and see it yourself?
Well, somebody was saying something about the chicken beast.
Yeah, the chicken beast. It's a full fried chicken on top of a Bloody Mary. What?
I mean, you know, you've got your protein, and then the Bloody Mary, obviously with some tomato in there, means that you're getting some, you know, one of your 5 fruit and veg a day.
Yeah, it's
the
essentially
perfect meal.
It's essentially a full meal plus alcohol. So you're right, it is a perfect meal.
Yes.
But I mean, Solomons has really excellent food. If you can't check them out, there's 2 locations here, and they are gonna offer you 20% off your order if you show them your Brewhaha badge or ticket stub.
And showing us the action on track right now, we have Tally versus Shane Bauer.
So now that we got all the penalties reconciled, we're going to let you know that Shane Bauer is again your lead jammer.
And a couple of whistles being blown. I think we've got 1 or 2 blockers in the penalty box. Shane Bauer coming around on a scoring pass right now.
Ooh, sweet knee pad flew off the track. The tap.
And another Rollicon Grand Slam going in the air for Shane Bauer right now.
So Lambo will now be donning the star on behalf of the Texas Outlaws. He did make that apex jump, but not in time for the 4th whistle. So 0 points awarded to Lambo and the Outlaws, 4 points to Bauer and the Gatekeepers.
Can we just talk about how graceful some of these apex jumps have been during this day? Lambo just cascading over that apex like a waterfall.
If I'm not mistaken, that's going to be your highest scoring jam thus far. 19 points on the board for Shane Bauer, or Shango Fett, if you want to go old school.
Up on our Jam Metro PC jam line, Screech Around and the Enabler. Screech Around is out, has picked up lead. Some wonderful blocking there by number 50 on Texas Men's Roller Derby. That is Mr. Taco. And there is some solid blocker action right now as both jammers firmly wedged into a pack.
Yeah, very tight scrum formation as Jones heads to the Rydell penalty box. Into the infield goes Screech Around. Screech Around says, you know what, let's call this. I got 4 more points on that last pass. Totally 9 on the jam, 15 on the board for Texas, 107 for the Gatekeepers. Texas has been unable to score for the last 5 jams, Bootsy.
I was admiring the action of Mr. Taco earlier on track, and if you want taco, Cantina Milwaukee is ready to serve up delicious bistro tacos and great margaritas and drinks, not to mention a whole lot of fun in a relaxed taco bar atmosphere. Once again, show your Brewhaha badge or ticket stub and receive free queso fundido appetizer. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly or if it's just my beautiful accent making it seem weird.
So we do have a lead jammer, and Dr. Feelgood is he. He's being trailed by Bruno Scars. You said queso fundido very well. I'm very proud of you.
I say the words well sometimes.
Jam gets called. 2 points on the board for Texas, 4 for the Gatekeepers. So 17 for Texas, 111 for the Gatekeepers.
We have just under 7 minutes left in this first half, but there is so much more derby going on this weekend.
Yeah, there is.
And there is so much more derby going on at this track. We have Wisconsin men's roller derby versus the Houston Roughnecks at 4 o'clock. So make sure that you stay seated and watch some excellent action. Talking of excellent action, we have Last Rights and Tally donning those stars and showing us how to jam.
So Last Rights calls the jam after picking up 4 more points for the Gatekeepers. I'm pretty excited because tomorrow we get our first taste of the juniors roller derby we're going to see. I see a bunch of the Quad City Orphan Brigade sitting there in the stands checking it out. So excited to see them take on Minor Threat Misfits here on track 1 at 8 a.m. tomorrow. What better way to start your day than to witness the future of roller derby?
I mean, roller derby is the breakfast of champions. So, you know, make sure you get a really good breakfast in and watch these champions of the future on track.
Yeah, Minor Threat versus the Orphans. It's going to be really good. I'm excited. We have a team timeout. Charged to the bench of the Outlaws. There's also going to be the hometown junior heroes of the Brew City Bruisers, Micro Bruisers. They're going to be taking on the Quad City Orphan Brigade right here on track 1 at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Very much looking forward to that.
And while this team timeout is going on, we want to say a big thank you to ATI Physical Therapy. When injury strikes, you have a choice. Choose ATI Physical Therapy, the official sports medicine provider for your Brew City Bruisers.
Lambo with a leap. Did you just take the Lambo leap in the state of Wisconsin? Wow! Even I enjoyed that, and I'm a Bears fan. Lambo picking up lead jammer with a sickness and a quickness. Mags is in the Rydell penalty box. We're going to try to get you an update as to what penalty infraction sent him there. Whistles being blown. Thank you very much. That was a track cut that sent Magnum PIMP to the Rydell Skates penalty box.
And Lambo with one to beat at the front, picking up a wonderful Rollicon Grand Slam.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Outlaws have not obtained lead jammer status since the Enabler did in Jam 14. A much-needed boost for the Outlaws. Lambo just killing it on the track. He's got 2 at the top of the pack, almost goes down, stays on his feet.
Yeah, we are seeing some wonderful agility on track from Lambo Fetus. We also see Lambo calling that off, and we will check on that. Yep, that is another Rollicon Grand Slam in the air for Texas Men's Roller Derby.
Thank you so much to all our officials and PH. Maria Von Slap for assisting with the penalty box calls. We do appreciate that very much. Yes. That's brilliant. Oh, I love a good.
We have the Enabler and Shane Bauer. Some familiar faces on track up jamming.
She's also one of the tournament
Right. She has the black dress. With
And
the
again,
yeah.
with some really tough defense from both of these teams. So we have on turn 2, both teams, jammers just locked into position. You can see right now the gatekeepers are hemorrhaging 1 or 2 blockers.
So we do have a lead jam, a second jam in the row. It's going to the Jensen White from the great state of Texas. Enabler is your lead jammer. Enabler staying on his toe stops, clean and legal, says, yep, I got through and I'm calling the jam before Shango can score. That's a Rollercon Grand Slam for the Texas Outlaws of Texas Men's Roller Derby.
And talking of Rollercon, there is no derby event like it. 8 full-time tracks, every sponsor, over 100 coaches, seminars, workshops, social events, 24-hour pool, and this year's biggest party with thousands of your new best friends.
True story. So back to the action on the track. Screech Around is going to be taking on Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Feelgood down on the ground. And penalties being assessed. We're going to wait and see what the call is on that.
So this will now be an all-about derby power jam in favor of the St. Louis Gatekeepers.
Yeah, Slap is holding that finger of power pointing at Screech Around. Meanwhile, Dr. Feelgood is stewing in the Rydell penalty box. Oh, that's a high block. That's a block to the head, yeah. That's a high block because A means you're an a-hole if you hit somebody in the face. That's what I always tell myself. That's why I know.
And Sir Nix-a-Lot leaping the apex to try and stop Dr. Feelgood from getting through.
And Feelgood back to the penalty box. We're going to wait and see what the call is on that one. But Maria Von Slap is holding 5 high in the sky. Another Rollercon Grand Slam for Screech Around and the St. Louis Gatekeepers.
And it looks like Texas are asking for an official review. We will bring you the action once we have that information. We want to say a big thank you to Orthopedic Institute of Wisconsin and Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, the proud Safe Skate sponsor of this year's Midwest Brewhaha.
And it was a block with the head assessed to Dr. Feelgood, sitting in the Rydell penalty box. We're going to get an update for you in just a moment. But let's talk about some more awesome that we have in store. Up in Vendor Village, you can visit Upkept Kisses. Very excited. I hear that it's jam-proof, long-lasting lipstick, plus eyebrow threading and lash extensions. Mini makeovers, all that you need to look glam and fabulous this weekend, all weekend long.
And, you know, you can all look fabulous, whether you are ladies, gentlemen, derby folk, dogs, cats. Everyone has the opportunity to look sparkly and beautiful. And we also want to give a big shout out to all of the teams who have brought merchandise. It is really, really important that we help all of those teams have empty suitcases on the way home. So make sure you go to an ATM or use PayPal or whatever other electronic devices we have to give these teams money. But make sure you are buying as much merch as you possibly can.
I guess I'm not going on a lunch break because she just failed. My friend that I was supposed to go to lunch with. It's okay. No, I'm just... fear not, Derby family. Reaver is on the case. She is going to get us an update of all that ensued during that official review in just a moment. But again, that official review was charged to the bench of Texas.
Both of these teams are super classy, and if you are looking for a classy, stylish wine bar offering unique bottles, apple cheeses, chocolates, and charcuterie, head over to Indulge Wine Bar.
Our official review was called by Texas Roller Derby, Texas Men's Roller Derby, requesting that the blocking with the head penalty on white 2-8 be rescinded. That call was rescinded. Referees with an eye on the action agreed it was not blocking with the head action. And so Dr. Feelgood is no longer in the penalty box.
So we have Bruno Scars as lead for the Gatekeepers up against Lambo Arfitis for Texas. And as we said, with Texas having their official review approved, that meant that we weren't on a power jam. And we got a bit of a reverse derby action as we are being drawn back past our Metro PCS jammer line. And lots of spread out packs here as our jammers are being recycled.
And with that, the jam gets called. 4 more points added to the tally of the St. Louis Gatekeepers. 0 awarded to Texas Men's Roller Derby. 32 points on the scoreboard for Texas. 129 for St. Louis Gatekeepers. And with that, I do believe we are going to the half, folks. So take a time out, go buy merch from all the teams traveling from near and far. Grab yourself a bevy or two, and come on back in just under 15 minutes for the second half between the St. Louis Gatekeepers and Texas Men's Roller Derby. So we are going to get things underway here, folks. 32 on the board for Texas Men's Roller Derby Outlaws and 129 for the St. Louis Gatekeepers.
If you are just joining us, you will see that Texas Men's Roller Derby are wearing white with the navy blue numbers, and the St. Louis Gatekeepers are wearing black with the green accents.
We are lined up on the Metro PCS jam line. Dr. Feelgood taking on Magnum PIMP. Feel good around the outside, but he is not going to pick up lead jammer. That's why I said he is not going to pick up lead jammer. That's all good.
And Magnum picking up lead and a quick call off, knowing that Dr. Feelgood was out and getting ready to score. So a brief first jam there for the second half.
Yeah, but 1 point was picked up by Texas and awarded to the Outlaws. 0 for the Gatekeepers. So Shane Bauer is going to be going up against Tally.
Shane Bauer being drawn back towards our Metro PCS jammer line.
Perfectly timed hit check by number 20, that's Jones. She blasted Bauer into the infield just as he was attempting that apex jump, but he did recover nicely and is picking up lead jammer for St. Louis Gatekeepers.
A little offense there from number 0260 Spin Diesel, getting Shane Bauer through for a nice roller con grand slam.
And that's going to be another roller con grand slam right there.
And some one-footed skate action there. Shane Bauer picks up another 5 points.
Oh, we do have a track cut assessed to the pivot, G.I. Joel. Right? After a star pass was completed. So Joel will be donning the star from the Rydell penalty box as the jam gets called by Shane Bauer.
And we will be looking to start this All About Derby Power Jam in favor of St. Louis Gatekeepers. And it looks like Bruno Scars will be donning the star.
Out of the pack first with lead, unopposed, Bruno Scars is your lead jammer.
And a strong 3-wall at the front there, laying some hits into Bruno Scars.
That's Side of Sausage, I believe, number 505 in white of the Outlaws. Doing a fantastic job of keeping Bruno at bay. G.I. Joel back into the fray. Lambo taking the brunt of it, is out of the pack now, but the jam gets called.
We want to shout out to Rydell Skates, proud sponsors of the 2018 Midwest Brewhaha. Stop by the Radar booth and register to win a free set of Radar Halos, a $99 value. It's free to register at the Radar booth. So if you want your skates to keep on rolling with some free wheels and free-wheeling their way into lead, that is the enabler. And just two to be at the front there. That is the Saint and Bled Zeppelin.
Yeah, Bled Zeppelin did have to let him go. So the Enabler is out and around for a Roller Con Grand Slam. Into the infield goes Lats Rights. Enabler swooping around Bauer. Nice defensive maneuvering. Trying to slow down the Saint. There goes Dick Diamond pushing into the Saint. I know.
And it looks like a penalty has been assessed to the Enabler. So we will now have an all-about derby power jam for the Gatekeepers. A little hit from Diamond there to try and stop the Saint.
Yeah, the Saint is now your jammer of record and picked up 5 points. That is a Roller Con Grand Slam for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. But the Enabler just keeps on going. 4 more points for Texas.
And that was a really lovely jam for Texas men's roller derby. Gatekeepers picked up 6 there, but a lovely 15 points go up on the board for Texas men's roller derby Outlaws.
And because we're one of the only sports you can actually hear us while you're participating in it, it's a risky business for us to play. So just play it safe. And, there are a few houses where they don't give a shit if you give away coaching, like Kansas City is never cared.
Up to jam, we have number 56, Danger Zone. And facing off against number 7, Magnum PIMP. And a forearms penalty is being given to Danger Zone. So Magnum has picked up lead and is now on an all-about derby power jam.
Can you ask her what the point total for White last jam was at the end of this jam? 5 more points on the board for St. Louis. Another Roller Con Grand Slam for Magnum. The Rydell penalty box seeing a lot of action as one skater for each team heads to the penalty box. Danger Zone trying to flip over Dago. Sorry, I forgot his name is not Dago anymore. It's DeMero. Michael DeMero, right? I know it was Dago off, so I said Dago. Bad Val back.
Another Roller Con Grand Slam for Magnum.
Lambo has received and completed that star pass, so he will now be your jammer of record. 0 points awarded, though. And a timeout's going to be called from the Texas Outlaws.
Sorry, not this jam, but the last jam for Texas. What was the number of points picked up?
The last jam for Texas was 15.
It was 15 points.
Thank you.
And while we have a team timeout, we're going to tell you more of the wonderful Milwaukee cuisine that we have this weekend.
So much awesome.
Yep, there is Major Goolsby. Head right across the street to Major Goolsby for a quick meal between bouts. We don't want to see anyone over there during bouts because there's too much action going on.
True.
It is decked out with sports memorabilia. Major Goolsby's serves burgers, sandwiches and wings, and it is located kitty corner from the arena at 340 West Kilbourne Avenue. And if you show your Brewhaha badge or ticket stub, and you can receive 10% off your food bill, and there is 2-for-1 domestic tap beer and rail liquor drinks post-game.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's pretty much the closest place outside of the stadium to get food. You just go right out the front door, hang a left, just across the street. Tell Major Goolsby's we said hello.
They'll know what you mean by that.
So Bauer is going to be donning the star once again for St. Louis. And that's Dr. Feelgood for the Texas Outlaws.
Shane Bauer has picked up lead. Shane Bauer seeing that Dr. Feelgood had escaped from the pack, deciding to call it, picking up 3 points. Looking at the score right now, Texas men's roller derby are on 48. St. Louis Gatekeepers are on 181. We have just under 21 minutes left in this second half, but there is so much more derby going on this weekend. The game after this, if I take a little look, it is Wisconsin men's roller derby versus the Houston Roughnecks, which should be more fabulous MRDA roller derby. Talking of fabulous, we have the fabulous Screech Around and Tally on track right now.
So Screech did call the jam after picking up 1 point. 0 points awarded to Tally and the Outlaws. And the other reason why I do this is because that way you can start seeing like scoring patterns or like who their big dogs are, and if you need bullshit to talk about, that's when you say, oh, this is the first double-digit scoring jam or whatever. But sometimes it's like mind-numbing.
So we have some familiar faces on our Metro PCS jam line. That is Bruno Scars and the Enabler. They've both been doing some lovely work on track today. Bruno Scars has picked up lead jammer for the St. Louis Gatekeepers.
Just love watching the Enabler skate.
The Enabler getting incredibly low there to try and sneak into the pack before that jam was called. We like sneaky jammers. Danger Zone and last right up to jam in jam number 9.
Oh my God, so good. Oh, unfortunately for the Texas Outlaws, Lambo is going to the penalty box for a cutting of the track penalty. Last rights is the lead jammer from St. Louis.
So Gatekeepers will be starting this next jam on an All About Derby power jam.
Also never mention how many penalties there are. You could say penalty count, you never want to say specifics because that is considered as coaching since penalties are no longer visible in the infield. We don't know if they're tracking.
Lead in jam number 10 is Magnum PIMP for the Gatekeepers. And as I said, we have started this All About Derby power jam. And Magnum picking up a roll-con Grand Slam.
Lambo being popped to the outside by Spin Diesel. Tight wall of D right there at the back of the St. Louis Gatekeepers pack. Another RollerCon Grand Slam from Magnum PIMP.
And looking at our scoreboard, we have had a star pass to G.I. Joel. However, G.I. Joel has been locked into that 3 wall at the front by the Gatekeepers.
Yeah, it's being helmed by Blood Zeppelin and the Saint, as well as Nate Bauer. I'm not even saying nothing. So Magnum PIMP already picked up 19 points, going to rack up a few more. That is going to be another RollerCon Grand Slam. If I'm not mistaken, this is the highest scoring single jam point total thus far. And that's going to be 29 points in one jam for Magnum PIMP.
We have just over 15 minutes left in this game. If you are looking to spend a little bit of cash this weekend, there is a vendor village, and we have a plethora of fantastic vendors who are willing to take your hard-earned money.
Yeah, as we like to say, send all the vendors home empty-handed. Lead jammer declared Shane Bauer of the Gatekeepers. Dr. Feelgood jamming for the Texas Outlaws.
And quite a few players and a referee being swept to the outside of the track there.
Are you talking about Brewhaha yet? No? Milwaukee Brewhaha hosts the most authentically Milwaukee menu in the city. From brats to local beers, come down and grab a taste of Milwaukee. Show your Brewhaha badge or ticket stub and receive a free tap beer, bottle beer, or well cocktail. Well, how you like that? Milwaukee Brewhaha is located 1 block east of the arena at 1013 North Old World 3rd Street.
We do also want to remind people that, you know, you should drink responsibly at these roller derby tournaments. And by drinking responsibly, that means buying your favorite ref or NSO or volunteer a beverage. Right now on the track, we have the Enabler as lead jammer for Texas Men's Roller Derby.
That is a very, very fast pack ahead of us. It's actually making all the papers on the announcing booth below in the breeze. The Enabler likes the speed, though. Picked up 4 points. Calling the jam. That is the first time since the 4th jam that Texas has scored. I love Diamond. He's such a douche. I love him so much. I can't even handle his giant beard right now. He's like the nicest dude ever. He's so funny. So Bruno Scars is going to be taking on Tally here in Jam 13 of Period 2. Tally being popped out.
There was a big hit being delivered to Tally, giving Bruno Scars the opportunity to pick up lead for the Gatekeepers. And I think a single point being picked up there by the Gatekeepers. So to recount the score with under 12 minutes left, we have Texas Men's Roller Derby on 52, St. Louis Gatekeepers are on 221. We have Last Rites versus Dr. Feelgood in Jam 14 right now. And as we said earlier, the defense is so tough here. Sneaking his way through, it is Last Rites for the Gatekeepers with the lead jam.
And we have one Texas Outlaw in the penalty box, sitting in the Rydell penalty box. Last Rites being popped into the infield. And Pound Town will now be your jammer of record as the star was passed.
A total of 8 points being picked up there by the Gatekeepers, 0 for Texas. We also want to tell you to head to Sun Kia Vietnamese restaurant for 15% off your entire bill, featuring banh mi sandwiches and pho noodles. Sun Kia is Milwaukee's source for the freshest Vietnamese cuisine. Show your Brewhaha badge and ticket stub to receive this exclusive discount offer. Up jamming, we have the Enabler, we have Magnum PIMP, and we have under 10 minutes left of this game. Looking towards our referees, we have 4 points going up for the Gatekeepers.
Now we are in official timeout. So of course we want to remind you that if you're putting any of your awesomeness that you're experiencing this weekend here at Brewhaha, which I know is a lot, because it's a whole lot of awesome, we hope that you're putting it all over social media with the hashtag BHH2018. And of course, don't forget to visit the photo booth between 12 and 6 p.m. every day this weekend, compliments of the Brew City Bruisers. You can find your photos on Facebook or Instagram, hashtag BHH2018. Follow at @I_protection_required on Instagram for highlights and periodic updates.
We like some updates, and we also like you all sharing your social media with us. So don't
Correct.
forget to use that hashtag
Correct.
BHH2018.
Is that your Minnesota accent?
It is my Minnesota accent.
Telling us the proper way to say the letter H?
Yes.
HH?
HH.
Is that Minnesota?
It is Minnesota.
Is that a oh hey there?
It is a he there.
Oh, you said hey there. That is not Minnesota. So we're going to get the action back underway. Hopefully we can have an update for you shortly. But we do have the Enabler facing off against Shane Bauer.
There was a little bit of offense there. I think that was Dr. Feelgood providing the offense there. Shane Bauer is out and is lead for the Gatekeepers right now. And that is a Rollercon Grand Slam in the air for Shane Bauer and the Gatekeepers.
Yeah, it's not necessary. If it would have happened, then I would have been like, here you go, boys. You know. So Enabler is out now. Spin Diesel and Nate Bauer in the Rydell penalty box.
And we have the jammers facing off against one another as Shane Bauer providing some defense. You will occasionally see jammers hustling and tussling with one another because, you know, jammers like to get in on that hitting and defensive action every now and again. Looking to get in on the action on this next jam. That is number 7, Tally, up against number 66, Screech Around. And it looks like we have a timeout right now. If you are thinking to yourself, you know, it'd be really nice to go to RollerCon, there's an opportunity if you enter the raffle to win a RollerCon MVP pass. So go to see Brews City Bruisers merch table for details. And also just go and buy some merch.
I agree. Buying merch is one of the easiest ways you could tell the Brews City Bruisers, thank you for doing this for so many years. Thank you for being one of the best damn leagues in Derby Nation. Easiest way you can do it. All right, so Screech Around jamming against Tally. Pops Tally out, does a whole rewind and trying to get his teammates to swallow up Tally. Pivot does have to let him go.
And now both jammers are on their initial pass because that little rewind meant they needed to go back round.
Yeah, that's the remix of the jam right there. Both jammers are out of the pack and eligible to score. Screech Around trying to get around lane 4. Picked up 1 point on that last pass. I agree with her. I agree with you, coach. He literally scooted out of bounds as he was calling. All right, back to the Metro PCS Jam line. We have Bruno Scars against Dr. Feelgood.
And Dr. Feelgood just ducking around Blood Zeppelin there. And he has got to feel good about picking up lead jammer.
Spin Diesel in the Rydell penalty box as Bruno Scars exits the pack.
And a fast pack right now with Dr. Feelgood at the front of it.
There was an amazing bit of moment that you see all the time in roller derby, and every now you're lucky if you catch it, but sometimes there's a point where a blocker just looks at the jammer and they stop skating in their tracks. And that just happened as Dick Diamond stared down Bruno Scars, literally blocked him with his eyes. Nice work, Diamond.
I would say it's the look of love, but
I was just like, it was so good.
up to jam is Last Rites and the Enabler. And some bodies hitting the floor as this tough defense is stopping these jammers from getting through.
So Wrights is going to be your lead jammer again for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Oh, Enabler almost staying clean and legal. Pops out of bounds. Does have to go all the way back behind the pack to re-enter legally. Getting past Percy Control, Spin Diesel, and Kyle Stark is not an easy task to do, so he's going to be recycled once again as Wrights gets out of the pack for another 5 points at RollerCon Grand Slam.
was going to say, it looks like we have now a full complement of blockers.
And a star pass was attempted by Rhino. He's informing the announcers that y'all didn't want to see this. All right, there you go.
Am I seeing double? We have number 7 and number 7 up against one another right now.
Yeah, Tally taking on Magnum PIP. Tally taking the lead and lead jammer.
And a cut track being assessed to Magnum. So this will be a lead jam and a power jam, all for Texas Men's Roller Derby.
Tally gets taken down to the ground, calls the jam. Yes, it was in time to freeze the jammer from St. Louis in the penalty box.
So we will now be starting the next jam on an All About Derby Power Jam for Texas Men's Roller Derby. And taking that power jam is number 28, that is Dr. Feelgood.
Giant wall of white at the back of the pack. A little bit of defense coming in as well from the Hulk. But Dr. Feelgood is going to the penalty box for a forearm. Meanwhile, also headed to the Rydell penalty box for a forearm is Magnum PIMP.
So that will release Dr. Feelgood, and it will also release the power of a 2-minute jam.
Percy control in total control of blocking Dr. Feelgood. Down goes Dr. Feelgood at the feet of the Hulk.
And the Hulk offering some offense for Magnum PIMP there.
To the penalty box goes Stern Nix-a-lot. Meanwhile, his teammate, Magnum PIMP, did pick up 4 points on that last pass.
And it looks like we have had a star pass to Steve Sweat of Texas Men's Roller Derby. Steve will now be your active jammer, being recycled back there.
So Hulk now in the Rydell penalty box.
It was a 12-point score on the board for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. And jam is on, that is 56 Danger Zone, and Shane Bauer, number 32 for the Gatekeepers, in what looks like will be a final jam of the game.
Yeah, Shane Bauer takes lead jammer and with the quickness decides to call the jam just as Danger Zone was exiting the back. Wonderful game to watch. Fantastic way to spend our Saturday afternoon here with you fine folks.
Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, every afternoon is when I would like to watch more roller derby of this caliber. So thank you so much to all of you for joining us this Friday afternoon. We're going to wait for the score to be official, but I think we can call it as it stands. And there we have it, according to our officials. It is officially official. The victors, the St. Louis Gatekeepers. 61 on the board for the Texas Men Roller Derby Outlaws and 261 for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. It has been my pleasure to call this game for you this afternoon alongside Go-Go Boots and Gorham Reaver. I've been Val Capone, and we will be talking to you again soon. The next game on this track, which is Friday, is going to be Wisconsin Men's Roller Derby versus the Houston Roughnecks.
Stick around.